Hi, we're Brooke and Gary.
A year ago, we traded the American dream for our dream.
Welcome to One Life. Hey everyone, welcome aboard. We're super excited to show you One Life today. Come on. All right, a couple fun facts about One Life. She is a 1984 Nautical Development Offshore 40. She is 40 feet long, and she was built in Tampa, Florida. There were only about 14 of this model boat built. So she's pretty rare. Anyway, I'm gonna take you to the stern deck here. We have our dinghy motor hoist here and our dinghy davits, which we hoist our dinghy and our engine anytime we go on passage or are sailing, unless it's a short sail. So if it's 10 miles or more, we normally hoist our dinghy up. Here we have propane tanks, spare for our galley and our oven. And then over here, we have our grill and also a propane tank just for our grill. All right, we have a little bit of storage, but we are able to keep things like ropes and our short power cords in here. Our broken paddleboard is here. We need to get that fixed. And then here is actually where we keep our scuba compressor, which is one of our favorite things on One Life. All right, I think Gary's gonna show you the electronics on board.
So we'll start moving forward here. We've got some rod holders here and on the stern. We actually have 4 rod holders, so we control 4 fishing lines at the same time. Here's our propane locker that's connected down to the boat that feeds our stove and oven inside. And then let's go into the cockpit. So this is where we sail from. We have our helm, our chart plotter. This is linked down to the one at the navigation station so we can share data between them. We have our compass. And then we have up here 3 Garmin gauges for wind data. Our autopilot controller is over here and our engine controls are over here. In the cockpit, when we're not sailing, we've got this nice table that flips up. Over here are our furling lines for our head sail and our staysail. We've got our winches for our Genoa sheet. Up here we've got a winch and our main halyard and our staysail sheet and our main reefing line come through to there. And one nice feature about this cockpit is we've got a nice freshwater shower. Real nice for rinsing off when we get back from diving or snorkeling, and we use that to rinse our gear a lot. All right, let's move forward. So on top of the cockpit, we have our solar panels. We have 2 300-watt solar panels, and we put them back in St. Croix. They pretty much keep up with our electrical needs. We still run the generator maybe once every 3 or 4 days to make water and get a little bit more power, or if it's cloudy for a few days, we have to run the generator, but these 2 panels pretty much take care of all of our needs. One Life is a cutter rig, which means that she has a mainsail, a staysail, and a headsail. And our mainsail is actually a in-boom furling system. So the mainsail is furled right into a cavity inside the boom. It's really nice for storage and for keeping it covered, but it's a lot of work because we have to winch it all the way up and winch it all the way down. So nice system, just a little bit of work. And then we have our staysail, which is on a self-tending track. And this is our staysail. It's actually my favorite sail on the boat, and it's super easy to deploy, super easy to reef, and it's great in heavy winds. So having this sail has definitely made a lot of our offshore passages a lot easier, because when it picks up to 20 or 30 knots, we can roll this guy out and keep moving. And then all the way up here, we have our head sail. It's about 130% Genoa, and it's quite a beast. All of our sails are pretty old. I think they're all about 15 years old. And this sail is great for going downwind. It's a bit baggy for going upwind, but we make do with it. She's got us this far, so she'll keep taking us places. Up here on the bow, we have our windlass. It's a LaFrance Tigris windlass, and right now we have our main anchor out. It's a Mantis 65 pound, And then we also carry a spare Bruce 33-pound anchor, which has saved us once or twice being able to have that ready to go up on the bow. So that's really nice. Up here on the bow, we have a little bit of storage. We've got this pretty deep deck locker where we can keep fenders, spare lines, covers, jerry cans. And then also up here on the foredeck, we carry 2 diesel jerry cans and 2 gasoline jerry cans. The diesel jerry cans give us 10 gallons of extra capacity, which is real nice. And then of course we need gasoline for our outboard, and our scuba compressor actually runs off of gasoline too. That's pretty much One Life.
Want to take us downstairs?
Sure, let's go downstairs and check out the inside. All right, come on down and we'll give you a tour of the inside of One Life. Let's start up here in the forward cabin. So this is our V-berth. It can sleep 2 people, and it has a sink and a hanging locker, but we hardly ever use it as a cabin. We usually just have it as a storage shed. So we have all of our equipment up there, our fishing gear, our scuba gear, our safety equipment, our life jackets, and a whole bunch of other stuff thrown up there for storage. We have cleared it out once when our friend Spence came to visit, and he was able to spend a week up in there and have his own cabin. Usually it is storage. Here is the salon, and this is our main living area. We have settees on either side, and then we have this nice big table in the middle. Either side of this table folds up like this, or either side can go down as a coffee table, or they can go flat down. This is our editing station set up right now. And on this side, we actually, when this drops down, we have a filler cushion, which turns this settee into a nice double berth. So when we're sailing offshore or when the weather is pretty rough, we put that in, and this is where we sleep. Above the settees on either side, we have storage. We've got crafting supplies, camera gear. These are all jammed full. Behind the settees here, we've got some room to stuff some power tools and other spare parts and hardware. Underneath the settees, same thing. That one under there, we have storage for canned food. And then closer to the mast there, we have spare oil for the generator and the engine. Over here on the port side, we have a television that we probably haven't turned on since we left the marina in Florida about a year ago. Same thing on this side, we've got storage behind for tools and spare parts, and then underneath is packed full of spare parts and spare filters for our dive compressor. I'm standing on our water tanks right now. So under the floor here, we have 2 fiberglass water tanks. They both hold about 75 gallons, so we have about 150 gallons of water total.
Where's the booze storage?
Brooke's favorite part of this table is the hidden wine storage, which slides out. And there's probably some bourbon hidden in this table as well. Okay, let's talk about the navigation station. This is probably my favorite spot on the boat. This is our command center for One Life. So we have our chart plotter, which shows us where we are in the world and our speed and direction. And this is where we plot our routes. We have a backup chart plotter in case the newer system fails. And then we have our communications. So we have a VHF radio, which we're able to talk to other boats for about 20 to 30 miles using this. And then we also have an SSB radio, which is the marine version of a ham radio. So with that, we're able to talk over thousands of miles to other boats and also to operators on land. So between those two, we're pretty much always able to get a hold of someone. Here we have our electrical control panel. So we have all of our DC breakers for our pumps, our lights, and then we have our AC breakers for our outlets. We have our shore power and air conditioning breakers, more DC breakers for our chart plotters, our VHF, our radar, our stereo, and then over here we have a battery monitoring system, which is where we keep track of how much power we've taken out of the batteries and what our state of charge is. My favorite part about the navigation station, though, is these tool drawers. So we've got these very nice sliding drawers full of quick, easy to reach tools, because almost every day there is something to fix and I'm grabbing a tool for something. Back here we have a hanging locker, and behind that is our holding tank for our head for our waist. Let's show you the engine room while we're here. So Brooke likes to refer to this as the garage. In here we have our diesel generator, and our main engine. The generator is a 5 kilowatt Northern Lights, and our engine is a 56 horsepower Yanmar. In here we also have all sorts of other pumps and components. We have our solar charge controller, our water heater, some water maker pre-filters, and this is where I spend a good bit of my time crawling in here to maintain and service all of this equipment. And then just behind it here, we have our generator control panel. This shows us number of hours on the generator, and we're able to check our fuel level here.
Okay, so moving toward the aft of the boat, we have our head or our bathroom. And not too much going on in here. We have a manual flush toilet. So we have to hand flush. Here we have our medicine cabinet, our sink. We have both hot and cold water. And then down below we have more storage. All right, and then we have our walk-in shower. Okay, so here is our shower. We have a removable handheld shower doodad. And we have plenty of room in here. Gary can even stand in here, walk around, hot and cold water. Yeah, pretty spacious, really. All right, and then all the way back, we have our bedroom. This is a queen size bed, and underneath our bed, we have our fuel tanks and our house battery bank. And Gary also uses it as his beer storage. But my favorite part of our bedroom is waking up and being able to look back at our view. So not a bad way to wake up in the morning. In our bedroom, we have our air conditioning unit. We don't run the aircon too often, but about every 3 or 4 days, we run our generator. So we kick this baby on and give ourselves a nice treat. We ran it this morning, actually. It was lovely. And then down below, we have our shoe storage. And one really great thing about this boat is pretty much anywhere we can stand, we have storage. On this side, we have drawers, so just like a dresser. All right, moving back, we have our his and her closets. Top is Gary's. You can see how well organized it is. Stuff just falls out of this when we're on passage. And then I have mine. It's not organized either. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of space, really. All right, and then we have our galley or our kitchen. Okay, so a couple things in here. We have our microwave, which we also use only when the generator is running because it draws quite a bit of power. Then we have our stove, which is propane. It's gimbaled, so when we're on passage, we can use it with no problems, even if we're heeled over quite a bit. Up top here, we have storage, so we keep our plates, dishes, pots, pans, and here we have our refrigerator and our freezer, which both open from the top. So they don't look very big, but they actually go all the way down to the bottom here. All right, and we have our sink. So this is our drinking water faucet. And then over here is our discharge for our water maker system, which is under our sink. So here's our water maker. We can make about 6 gallons an hour, which might not seem like much, but we only use about 6 gallons of water a day. And the coolest thing about our water maker is we're basically taking salt water and we're using the power from our solar, so the sun, and we get fresh drinking water. So that's pretty cool. More storage, just our junk drawer. Trash, and we have a soda stream, which is great for vodka tonics. And then this little guy, our Instant Pot, we weren't so sure how it would do with power, but the great thing about it is it uses power for only a short period of time. So we use it quite a bit. And then below we have more storage. So right now it's pretty empty as we've been away from a town for quite a while now, so we need to restock. Okay, so that brings us back around to our living room. So as you can see, our boat is a walk-around layout, which we love. It's one of the reasons that I was attracted to this boat is because it has that full bed in the back, which is really nice. But yeah, this is One Life. She's small, but she is mighty and we love her. So Gary forgot to show you my favorite part of our boat, which is this bow seat he made me. So when we're underway, if the conditions are right, I can just chill up here. Pretty nice. Anyway, thanks for joining us on our tour of One Life, you guys. We can't wait for you guys to see her in person. Hopefully the pandemic lets up soon so we can have some visitors and take you guys sailing. Cheers, everyone.